Welcome back, I'm DRN and this is Mechabellum. We're playing some 2v2s, having fun exploring the new meta. Not the most balanced of games, but we make do. And remember, people's 2v2 MMR is separate from their 1v1 MMR, which can work both ways. I really enjoy 2v2s. You come across a lot more variety, and it has its own separate meta to 1v1s. Ooh, choices: Sabertooth, Farseer, Rhino or Aerial. I'm being drawn towards the Sabertooth specialist here because it has Stormcallers, but Farseer is not bad either. An aerial specialist with tanks and crawlers is a great start too. Let's go Sabertooth. Often your gut instinct, that first thing you want to go for, is the right one. Because your unconscious or latent mind is actually very, very strong. Even if you can't always articulate or understand why. That's why they say never change your choice in a multiple choice question, unless you're absolutely certain. Sorry, private joke. We've noticed I've had a sudden win rate spike ever since I've started playing the Tarantula's opener. Because before I was only ever playing standard really, and suddenly I've started making use of the front half of the board. Who knew that would help with your win rate? It's probably some long-time viewers who've been watching me for years who are saying, finally! Right, let's play asymmetrically defensive, I think, this one. In 2v2s, people often attack your outer tower to try and make it harder for your teammate to help you on the defense. Alright, he's got Fangs and Steel Balls. I'm expecting aggro. Balls are very strong when they're right in your face at the start, and Fangs are so slow, if they start too far from Stormcallers, they never get anywhere. So we're going to use Crawlers, because they're really good at jamming up Steel Balls. Ooh, aggro's getting famous. It's nice to play with famous players like aggro. It means people aren't thinking about little old me, so we get to be sneaky beaky. They'll never see me coming like a wrecking ball. Aggro's the early powerhouse, and the late game building and scaler. They're busy trying to firefight against him, and then suddenly I come in. At least that's the plan. Of late, it's been two strong powerhouses right out the gate. But we'll see, let's not get cocky.
Great kid, don't get cocky.
Because it's pride before the fall, and we are definitely overdue a massive fall. So let's not jinx it, huh? Right, I think we're set. Sorry guys, I play really quickly compared to aggro, because I'm used to talking through my decisions. So when I'm not actually talking through my decisions for the camera, I play basically at light speed. So aggro is always amazed that I've watched the entire battle, seen both boards and looked for weaknesses on both sides. But we won't tell him that it's because I'm waiting for him most of the time. Because you let a good chef cook, you know? You don't cramp the style, you don't distract them. Some people need a little bit of pressure, a bit of grief, a bit of sledging to perform, whereas other people perform better with praise, support and kind words, you know? Went through a phase in Valorant where I was getting added after every game by almost all my teammates. Just because I was full of praise and positivity. Trying to have a good time, you know? Ooh, late Steel Balls. Different. This is not aggro, he's using them as super chaff at the back end. I don't think that works into Stormcallers. Didn't you just say you won't jinx things? So the key here is we need his Steel Balls to be stationary shooting at chaff long enough that the Stormcaller rockets have time to get in and destroy them. Stormcallers have had the damage nerfed recently, but they're still a menace for anything that stands still for too long. Nice, got this set. Now let's have a look. How's aggro doing? He's doing great. Tarantula's such a good starting unit. Oh, sorry, moving the camera's taking me a while. Keep telling myself I'm going to get one of those ultra-wide monitors so I can see the entire battlefield all at once. But then I wouldn't be able to make YouTube videos. Woe is me. It's a hard life. My bank account thanks you. I don't have to fork out for super expensive monitors. I used my last monitor for like 20 years, though I have taken the leap and gone 1440p. I was a staunch 1080p high refresh rate gamer, but now I'm old and slow and I sit back a bit more and just enjoy the game for what it is. I like how you're trying to say a 240Hz monitor is slow and not high refresh rate. I know how much you spend. Aggro's last stand is a single lone tarantula, fending off 3 sledgehammers and a swarm of crawlers. Look at him go, he's a beast! Nice, tarantulas don't care. Single model units don't lose combat effectiveness as they lose HP, so right until the moment they die, they're just as effective as if they're at full health. Ooh, choices. Mobile beacon, extended range fortress, anti-interference module, damage item, yes. I like dealing damage. I'm sorry, if you're here for deep tactical analysis, that doesn't happen in 2v2s. Instead, we go with the flow. We call it being water, being patient, playing counters, having a rough game plan, you know, chaff, chaff clear, anti-giant, using what Bearlight provides. Editing observation. Meanwhile, aggro is forcing wasps for the 20th time in a row. But he does adjust it like water. Sometimes he stops at 3 technologies. We've got our free Sabertooth on the board and we've gone with a bit more chaff with some slow-moving fangs. Leveled up this weak side tower just to make it harder for him. Won't stop Steel Balls, but reduced the debuff time from 9 seconds to 7 seconds. Ooh, aggro might not be forcing wasps. Or is it all mind games? I'm not sure it's a good idea to tell your opponent your weakness before you start. Maybe this is some big brain grand plan. We'll have to find out. There is such a thing as being too helpful. We're here to win, not help our opponents. I like to give sage advice after the fact, not before. Aggro likes to play on hard mode, it seems, in more ways than one. Right, what are we looking at? Ooh, cheeky missile, I like it. Ooh, and he's got an extended range fortress as well. Aggro is thinking fort carry. Using both missiles, I was wondering if he's going to hold on to one for next turn. But he wants these tanks dead, and the snipers cowering behind them as well. Might be a bit predictable, but if his opponent spends 200 on shields, he's still winning anyway. Because 200 is a lot to spend on shields early. Right, I need to focus on my own board, focus on my own game. Just because I enjoy watching Aggro play doesn't mean I should be watching his board. He's relying on us just as much as we're relying on him. Any shields? Nope. Wait, what? Only one missile? Must have cancelled the other. Fair enough. They're both going tank carry, I'm going to highlight it. Tarantulas will definitely crush it. Then late game Aggro's got his fortresses with range. I notice you type spiders rather than tarantula. Is that because you can't spell it? Well, I'll go either Vulcan or Hacker, depending on positioning. If we get free units and they give us Vulcans, I've just got to take it. And if there's free units with air units in it, then I probably won't go Hacker. We'll see though. Remember, the way of water. We are just a leaf on the wind. We're not going to try and force a certain unit onto the board. We're going to let our opponent make plays and we're going to counter. The big decisions will be on the free unit turns. We try and get massive advantages by predicting what our opponent picks and positioning correctly and picking correctly ourselves. Or circumventing all of that, selling the unit we're given, and buying something that counters what we think our opponent will pick. We'll see. A leaf on the wind. Hope I don't die a sudden and unexpected death. If you know, you know. No spoilers. Right, let's focus on the game. Sorry, I get distracted so easily. Nice. Really good turn here. We're off to a flying start. Aggro doesn't know that I'm recording, but technically I haven't stopped recording from when we played 1 versus 1. I've still got his permission in theory. Winning by technicality. Come on, free unit. Vulcan, Vulcan, Vulcan. No! Well, Mustang's not too bad. Fire badges could be okay. Forts are great for aggro. He's already got the range enhancement. There's a lot of space on the board. I think he's going to go Wraith on us. Because right now we have no anti-air apart from Fangs. But he knows I'm holding the damage item, so he might predict I go Mustang. We've got to do it. Level 3 Mustangs are just too good to pass up. We're playing into tank though. If he's predicting my pick here, he takes range in his tanks immediately. Does he? I think we still have to get another set of Mustangs, and then we'll have 350 left over. So I might just buy 1 unit this turn, which is the Mustangs, and then get range on them. That was best. Ooh, Gasmaster 3 thinks we're going to win. Thank you, Gasmaster 3. Old me would have hated the pressure. People think we're going to win? New me, full of confidence, we're going to win. There you go, jinxing it again. Yep, got to be range on the Mustangs. Worried about this tower. Feels very exposed. I'd like 1 more level on it or some chaff just to slow things down here. Not leveling the crawlers because they are chaff. These tanks will absolutely shred them. They're level 2, they're worth 3 times the normal amount of XP. It's never worth leveling chaff unless they're getting kills or in a mirror match. There are other exceptions, but when they arise, I'll tell you about them. Oh, will you? Thank you, so kind. You couldn't even give us 1 example? Countering fire stormclaws with underground tech and level 2. Easy, there, boom, 2 seconds. That's all it took, but no, live DRN just doesn't have the time. Doesn't have a care in the world, he's just a leaf in the wind. Ah, he's infuriating. Alright, let's see what he's thinking. Ooh, Wraiths, nice. Unlucky friend. Even though you could go armor on them, I'm not worried. We've got a damage item and level 3 Mustangs just ready and waiting. Let's let aggro know, but let him know we're still in control. Team morale. Small victories become massive victories if they're in our favour. Gotta keep riding that high. You sound like a drug addict. Riding the high. Do we need to have an intervention? Nice, the missile gets through again. Ooh, there's a flanking attempt. That's not gonna work. Let's see how we're doing. I think we'll be okay. Rockets raining in, decimating the Fang lines. A few errant missiles spill over and hit the tanks behind as well. One of the Wraiths is already plucked from the skies by the Mustangs, their light machine gun fire boring through to the hull and coring the very heart out of the flying beast. Our opponent's entire eastern flank is decimated. A small elite crew are left on the western side, seeking to steal the command post from under our very noses. But little do they know, it's a trap. And now they're headed straight into the welcoming arms of our missile launchers. Come on guys, hit them. Bigging you up here and you're just missing every shot. What is this? I'm like, yeah, this is all part of the plan. Watch as he activates our trap card, which is to miss completely. I try and make myself sound clever, and then fate makes a mockery of it all. The best laid plans of mice and men. That's a lot of enemy units. Aggro got completely rolled. I was not expecting that. I thought you had the flank covered. Right, so okay, it's our time to step up. We've got big Mustangs, with damage item and range. Look at them shred! Kings of the battlefield strutting in their prime. Nothing he's got can stop them. They're on fire! Oh, what a sight. What a beautiful sight. Ooh, another damage item. Ooh, incendiary bomb. EMP, Mustang production. These are all good. Ah, it's gotta be a damage item. Firebomb wins us 1 round, but double damage item Mustangs could win us the entire game. We've just leveled them up. Double the stats. Half the price. Can't say fairer than that. They've both got multipliers as well. So much value. A couple of shields will keep him safe from a firebomb attempt. I can't believe he doesn't run armor on either the Wraith or the tank. That's crazy. It's just asking for Mustang carrier right into you. Alright, what are we doing? We could do some more Saberteeth. Would give us a bit more frontline, a bit more beef on the board. Or we could go 2 more sets of Mustangs, but I want to level up some units. Yeah, it's too good to pass up. These guys have earned it. He's going to have a hard time killing them. Level 2 Sabertooth is a beast, and level 2 Stormclaws do a ton of damage. And we just need more late chaff, I think. Can never go wrong with too much chaff. Well, until suddenly Vulcans come out. But then you just have to have bigger chaff, you know? Right, let's see what he's thinking. Nope, let's hold him to our horses and wait for AGGRO to have his little thinking period as well. Sorry, I play too fast sometimes. But it's the whole going with your gut thing, you know? Where often our first choice, our first intuition, is the correct choice to be made. Everything else, second guessing yourself, isn't worth it. That does assume you've got competency and experience in the field, though. It's the whole Dunning-Kruger effect. People with absolutely no experience are super overconfident. People with tons of experience have got loads of experience with edge cases that make them super unconfident. You have to find the middle ground. Oh, he went with a firebomb and we predicted it! Look at those shields, aren't they a thing of beauty? Our units will be nestled in the bosom of defence. Build a man of fire and he'll be warm for a day. Set a man on fire and he'll be warm for the rest of his life. Ah, rest in peace, Sir Terry. Our opponent's trying field maintenance on those wraiths. Don't think that'll be quite so good versus Mustangs, though. I guess he's trying to make the best of a poor job. Good luck with that, sir, say I. Look at the damage! Try and regen through that. Prevention is better than cure. This is proof, if ever I saw it. The wraiths are brushed aside, with the rest of our opponent's army soon to follow. A hail of tracer bullets dances across the battlefield. A few erstwhile rockets pepper no man's land from both sides. A tower falls, and so does the mainstay Sabertooth battle tank. Its heavy armour can't deflect the heavy ordnance of 8 Stormcallers focusing upon it. But the Mustangs advance mercilessly, avenging their brother. Our opponent's flanking manoeuvre is bearing fruit. His crawlers and balls advance on our undefended Stormcallers, but no, the Mustangs turn. They saw one friend felled and will not stand idle by. The tower explodes and the timing is perfect. Once again we ride to war. A second foe approaches, more allies to avenge, more fallen friends to feed our fury. Our Mustangs stand ready. But no! The battle is turned. A fell wind blows the smoke away and reveals nothing but wreckage. Only a few Stormcallers remain, tirelessly hurling rockets forward. Enemy snipers are sent back from whence they came. Yet 2 tanks remain. One plucky Stormcaller stands, but he can't shoot straight. No! Why? Of all the times he could have missed, when it mattered most, he couldn't handle the pressure. Ooh, I like advanced shields, but it's gotta be laser sights. Another great item for some Mustangs. Or we could go melting point. Would absolutely annihilate any further commitment on these wraiths. But I think we should really be planning for our next opponent. Laser sights is really good in a Vulcan versus Mustang. We would be committing to 200 to unlock, 300 for the range, and 400 to buy. That's a huge investment. Might be our medium-term goal or our long-term goal. Only got 800 this round. Can't afford to waste too much thinking about our next opponent. We've got to beat the opponent in front of us first. If what we get to beat our current opponent helps us beat our next opponent, perfect. But we can't give our opponent a chance back into the game. He's shown that he likes Stormclaws. He's bought 2 sets of them. Let's get an anti-missile device down. Don't want to go anti-missile on the Mustang because that'll lessen the damage. We don't have enough Saberteeth to justify anti-missile on the Sabertooth tanks. But we can fix that. I'm never sad buying extra tanks. If you don't know, I love my tanks. I used to force Sledgehammer almost every game. And then when Sabertooth came out, I actually got depressed because it was so weak. Now they're viable. I've been shooting up the ranks. Life is good, and big tanks can do big damage. Suddenly our board looks a lot more threatening. We'll be selling this arc light, so it doesn't matter if I put the item on it. We may as well get at least a little bit of benefit from it. Right, what am I scared of? Anything that can really mess up our Mustangs. So Vulcans of his own, fire and range on his Stormcallers, or something too big for them to kill, like a war factory. Right, so why is AGGRO struggling? I guess it's just the DPS from these Mustangs over here as well. Oh, he's guaranteed to shield those Mustangs, surely. I think in the mid-game in 2v2, just to switch over and start missling the opposite player, because they're less likely to shield up without the reminder on the right-hand side of their screen. Well, I guess it's too late to change now, we'll find out in a second. The disadvantage of lacking voice comms. And... no shield! What? Right, anyway, let's not get distracted. Let's focus up on our opponent. Don't try and take the splinter out of your friend's eye when there's a plank in your own eye, which I'm not quite sure the logistics of, but it makes sense. That is a lot of Stormcallers and he's taken range on them, so we're definitely going anti-missile on our Sabertooth. Normally range is a precursor to going fire, but fire would be bad. Oh, look at the difference. The battlefield is a scene of carnage, wreckage strewn everywhere. The extra artillery has rendered our numerical advantage for naught. There are a few survivors, crawlers infiltrating up the wreckage-strewn battlefield, a firing line of veteran Mustangs, looking death in the face and saying, "Not today."
What do we say to the god of death?
Not today.
Once more, the veterans prove their worth, their targeted fire shredding all with merciless abandon. The engines roar and the bullets fly. This battlefield is their playground. These enemies, puppets dancing to their tune. Songs shall be sung of their deeds. This night they dine in Valhalla, heroes all, having fought to the last man. Rangers might lead the way, but these Mustangs, these wild stallions of war, make machine gun fire sound like music to my ears. Forevermore we can say we were there. We heard the heralds of war, and the song was good, and shall live on eternal in our hearts. Right, what have we got? Vulcan! Speaking of the gods of war, the demon of the flames approaches. The pit of Tartarus opens once more, and I saw a giant emerge, wreathed in flames. Sorry, I get carried away. Am I actually doing it? Am I playing Vulcan here? Yeah, we've got to do it. And I'm afraid, listen well, young Arclight, for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. Off to the great scrap heap in the sky for you. We need that laser sight. Right, then are we going to put a tech on it? Yeah, I think we're going to put range on it. Summon a few lesser demons to go alongside him. Let's cover this side as well now. His time of free flanks is at an end. Unless he levels and techs the steel balls, the Vulcan will be able to hold its own there. It feels a tiny bit early, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to loan. Normally as a closing strat, I would take temporary range, but here I think we need the anti-missile on the saber teeth, and I'm even considering getting it on Mustangs in future. Now we know our opponent is on Plan 1, Route 1, Stormcaller Central. Okay, I'm happy with this. I think he should sell those tanks, to be honest, and move that damage item on something bigger. If I was him, what would I do here? Strongly consider taking oil at the tower. As soon as he sees our Vulcans, he needs to take range and lifesteal on those steel balls. Or armor. He does run armor, but on the steel balls at the back of his base. Ooh, what is this? This is an ambitious flank. What? I'm off riffing away to music. Over here, there's an absolute clown fiesta. What is this? Both players committing to flanks. Who cares about the front line? We'll just play the flanks. You put tanks on my flank, I'll put fortresses and scorpions on yours. Okay, these Mustangs are getting a little bit out of control, I must admit. Maybe the armor is a great call. Just gonna get EMP'd next turn. Look at the damage numbers. Come on, open the gates, let me at him, let me at him! I'm chomping at the bit, raring to go. I want to hear that beautiful music once more. Ooh, a cheeky flank. I like it a lot. I'm hearing Lynyrd Sknyrd riffing on a guitar. He's hearing Riot of the Valkyries, relying on his air superiority. Will it be enough? The Vulcan's twin flamers incinerate everything before them. Tracers flash across the skies. Anti-missile fire mingling with anti-aircraft shells. We're racing against the clock. Our doom approaches. We must kill or be killed. If we haven't won the battle before our flank is taken, then we'll be annihilated. The doom of Malantai approaches. The ethereal dread, the terror. None can stand, knowing the inevitable hammer will fall. In a desperate gambit, the Vulcan tries to pull it away from the objective, but it fails! And hope is lost as the tower falls. Beleaguered, the fortresses fight on, assailed on all sides. The mighty titans of war fall. One by one, the big guns fall quiet. Still, the doom of Malantai lurks menacingly above. A single overlord feasts on our home. Having spotted the soft, undefended underbelly, we are left knowing true horror, that a single mistake, a single opening, all might be lost. Come on, dude, it's not that bad, it's one round. Oh. Ugh, no, that was my fault. Hopefully some banter will spur aggro to action. What do we want? More damage items, let's go. Now, who to put this on? Who deserves it? Well, I can say with confidence it won't be going on this Arclight. Now, we've got Vulcans, we don't need Arclights. We're definitely leveling up our Mustangs. Are we? Or are we going anti-missile on them? We're definitely going to need an answer to this flank. Can't afford to leave it open anymore. Does he have jump drive? Wasp summoning? Yes. Doesn't run photon, interesting. I think photon's a Mustang. Different techs. Often 2v2 partners have the same techs as each other. Yeah, we're not going to go anti-missile, we're going to go damage from our Mustangs. And then let's get some high-level snipers. With anti-air, they can pop overlords like balloons. And that sets us up for future turns we might go best partner on the Vulcans and start generating huge value on the board. Triple sniper, we'll do 2 over here. And you go over here. Inside the tower, outside the tower. And let's get our missile timing. We'll clear off the chaff and make it super easy. Barely an inconvenience for our snipers. Tiny bit further back. Yeah, here's good. Right, and we still haven't picked where this amp core is going to go. It's free damage and free health. Any of these tanks doing much? Not really. Therefore, it must go on a Vulcan. I think we're fighting for the main battle line. This is where the real battle is won. Right, what's going on over here? This weak side still looks very weak to me. We need a bit more on this eastern side. Has finally taken anti-air barrage on the fortresses. Aggro's opponent agrees. The doom of Malantai swings around, turning to bear an Aggro's undefended eastern tower. Alright, let's make sure we win our side. A cheeky missile. Don't you know we're running anti-missile on our saber teeth? A missile cannot land. I defy you. So many missiles. We've got overlords raining in shots. We've got stormcallers with range and launcher overload. But our missile is timed to perfection, look at that! The main battle rages on. How fares our erstwhile ally? Ooh, Aggro's tower is held longer than expected. Squarely placed shots by our marksmen cripple key systems on the overlords, rendering them inert and bringing them crashing to ground. But still, the hail of rockets continues. The withering barrage is endless. The advanced tendrils of our forces trigger the automated defensive missile, but the combined might of sniper fire, extreme range flamethrowers, and friendly artillery finally silence the last bastions of defense our opponent could muster. Still a swarm, a sea of Mustangs await us. We come prepared. Yet another defensive missile picks off a plucky marksman, leaps in front of the deadly projectile to save the critical Vulcan, whose twin-linked flamethrower is the only thing standing between us and a storm of Mustangs. With the fall of the western tower, once more the doom of Malantai lives up to its name. Okay, 2 rounds, I'm starting to get worried. Come on guys, you can do this. It's getting intense. Sorry, my voice is always on the edge of failure. Ooh, bear-like, 3 units. Well, I know what Aggro's going to pick. He's going to go Rhino with armor instantly. I think we need the Phoenix, but we've got snipers with tech already. Could go Typhoon and Cell. Could play a super late Rhino ourselves. Yep, there's the Rhino, didn't even need to look. It's good when you know your teammates well. You can anticipate their line of attack and work to complement it. That all sounds great, but I've no clue what I'm doing. Yeah, I noticed. I see you stalling for time. What's he likely to pick? He either goes Fire Badger or Rhino, really. As a wise man once said, if in doubt, follow your nose. Phoenix it is. You go over here. You go here. And you know what? Let's strengthen our weak side. I have a funny feeling this is where he's going to pivot to. So let's make it hard for him. A wise man once said you can never have too much chaff. Right, let's level the Mustangs up. We've still got 1,000 left over. We're rich. Maybe I should have gone War Factory Anti-Missile. Oh well, it's too late now. No use crying over spilt milk. We can get anti-missile from other sources, so let's do it. Oh, I spy a sneaky Arclight trying to stay hidden on the battlefield. I'm sorry, my friend. Off to the great scrap heap in the sky. Now, do I do it? Do I go best partner on these Vulcans? It'll give us 3 more snipers? With anti-air? I think it's worth it. In case he's gone Phoenix himself as well. Lone, temporary range. And yeah, we can afford range on the snipers as well. 50 left over. I'm still worried about over here. Let's do a cheeky missile of our own. Right, we're out of time, we're out of money, we're out of options. You haven't shielded! He's got incendiary bomb, he's gonna buy oil. No! What have you done? Oh no. No! He's gone and thrown it all away! You blithering. Well, I ain't winning this one. The hero Mustangs charge headfirst into the flames. It's painful to watch. Have we snatched defeat from the jaws of victory? We have only one hope. Gondor calls for aid. AGGRO, save me! The riders of Rohan to the west are surrounded and beleaguered. We're on our own now. This is not fine. The world is on fire. A glimmer of hope glitters as a tower falls on our behalf. Can we hold even without the hero Mustangs? Were snipers the right call? I see phoenixes in the skies. The extra range has kept them out of the fire. Have we done it? Have we survived despite the fire? Have we won? No. Still an armada awaits us on the far reaches of the battlefield, but the riders of Rohan, fortified with their bastion shields, have held steadfast. Still a giant machine of death stalks this land as a level 6 rhino plows through all before it, cleaving limb from limb. Shields don't matter, shields won't save you. A rhino is casually dispatched in passing, barely a speed bump as this train of wreckage plows on. But it stopped! Dead in its tracks! By the scorpion that I mocked! O ye of little faith, why didst thou doubt? The fortresses march forward, their anti-air barrages all but sealing the doom, the destruction, the despair of our opponents. The tides of war have turned once more. The fortunes of fate are fickle indeed. We're still in it! I thought we were doomed! Okay, what are we doing? I don't think War Factory would be high enough impact, I'll be honest. Anti-interference module won't do enough, so it's got to be Photon Emission, the spell. An extra 30% effective HP is so good. Level you up, triple the stats, half the price, can't say fairer than that. 2 more Vulcans join our ranks, and because of best partner that means 2 more snipers as well. 2 for the price of 1, what a bargain. And now, no more repeats, no throwing oil to fan the flames. Right, lone range, hopefully they haven't outscaled us. I don't think so, if they couldn't win with fire on the ground, they're going to really struggle without it. Anti-missile device, no good spots over here, let's cover this side instead. Let's do 1 over here as well. There we go. Probably should have taken attack and health up at the tower, but never mind. We're relying on efficient counters for our damage rather than stats. If he's gone War Factory, are we in trouble? So it was extended range War Factory offered on the cards. We've got snipers, we've got phoenixes, we've got stormcallers, we've got a ton of saber teeth, we've got a lot of damage on the board. Aggro started to scale nicely here. Fortresses do really well in the late game. Very hard to stop efficiently, even with melting points, because you always need to combine melting points with Chaffclaw, and you're racing against the splash from the fortresses, whilst also having to pop their shields and kill them before they get a lock onto the squishy melting points themselves. Happy with this. Not much more we can do, really. Right, we're locked in, we're committed, we've spent every penny we've got. We didn't sell a unit this turn, but there wasn't really anything we wanted to sell. Like, we need everything we've got on the board. Okay, here we go. What's that tension in my stomach? I'm actually nervous. We may have snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, but we did it with style, and we had some fun. And that's what it's all about, really. Here we go. Shields and Photon as well. We predicted the oil too. He hasn't taken temporary range at the tower, but wow. Big overs. Will the shields hold long enough to keep the oil at bay? Yes, that's huge. He's gone Wasp summoning on the Overlords to try and save them from the snipers. The whole field is golden. The Wraiths fall in seconds. Their self-repair modules have done nothing this battle. Snipers swing and lock onto the big Overlords themselves. It's carnage. It's a massacre. The big birds are not safe. They're just more tempting targets. One by one they fall from the skies. Only the Stormcallers remain, the last vestiges of defense. They can't hold. They know it's futile. The entire army bears down upon them. Titanic Vulcans, laser-sighted phoenixes, giant tanks and hero Mustangs, all working in unison to claim glory and victory. They fought valiantly. They pushed us to the limit, but we will prevail. The day is ours. They can run from us. They can hide from us, but we are inevitable. The march of war shall roll on, cold and unfeeling. There is no mercy. There is no hope for our foes. Once the battle began, the outcome was certain. Without fire to cauterize the bleed and sear the wound, they just didn't have enough firepower to stop us. GG, good game. There we go, that was a beast of a game. So embarrassed at forgetting to shield on the fire round. Oh, if we'd lost because of that, I'd have never forgiven myself. How many times must I make the same mistake? Whew, those Mustangs kept us in check far too long. I think they're worthy of commendation. Whew. Look at all these Stormcallers, wow. Just overwhelming our anti-missile defenses. And so many area units, I'm so glad we went marksman and went anti-air on them. I think without that would have been in big trouble. Right, let's see how much combat power we gained and lost for that. 500 combat power, nice, and 2 MMR. Yeah, that was far closer than it should have been. Whoops. Still, it was good fun. Well, thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you when I see you.